This episode of Let's Chat Oils in the Kitchen is all about Madagascar Vanilla. And if you've got it with you, if it's handy in your kitchen, the doTERRA Vanilla, go and get it and smell it while we listen and learn tonight, because it'll help anchor the information and the tips and the inspiration that Dameon and myself share with you. So before I pass it over to you, Dameon, I just want to go over a couple of things. So there's three ways we can use the oils. We can use them in us, which we'll talk about a lot tonight, on us, on our skin, and around us. And I know that, Dameon, you like to incorporate the oils in those three ways when you're using them in the kitchen. So I see that you've got a diffuser blend for us toward the end. And I'm just going to go over some safety. So we like to remind people to never put oils in your eyes, not in your ears or up your nostrils, okay? Just common sense. And if you do get them in any of these sensitive areas, armpits or private parts, reach for a carrier oil like your olive oil, your coconut oil, something that will neutralize it, draw it to one spot, and then just wipe it away with a dry cloth. Rather than reaching for water and oils don't mix, makes it spread, makes it worse. So this is your number one safety tip. The other thing is that some of the oils are a bit hotter on our skin when we're using them in that way. So just to dilute them with a carrier oil. Now, when Dameon talks about using the oils in beverages, we recommend that you use a glass or stainless steel if you're using it in the water bottle, especially when using citrus oils, but any of your oils in general. If you can stick to a glass rather than plastic, just means you won't be drinking any of the toxins or anything like that. And again, while we're on the citrus oils, just be mindful when you're using them on your skin to avoid going out in the sun, or you can use them at night or just underneath your hair or under your clothes, okay, just so it's not on any exposed skin areas. So that's it from me for now. I'm going to pass over to Dameon and take it away, Damo.
Yeah, okay. As Anna's already said, being in the kitchen with essential oils doesn't necessarily mean you're only using essential oils internally, but you're using the three ways: topically, internally, and aromatically. So oils, internally speaking, is typically the focus when we think kitchen, but I also like to utilize Madagascar Vanilla in a bit of a topical way here. It's less for topical on like us and more like on the tools that we're using. So obviously that does make tools slippery and that, so we're not lathering tools up with oil, but just like a little bit of a drop here on the handle or like of your whisk, maybe a potato masher, something like that. You utilize that essential oil on the tool as it really helps relax those muscles that are coming in contact with the tool, and it really helps promote and strengthen your ability to operate in the kitchen. And then my personal favorite way to utilize Madagascar Absolute is by using it in a diffuser. Believe it or not, diffusing in the kitchen does wonders for yourself, but also from a hospitality perspective, it really enables your guests to really seep in and feel comfortable in your welcoming environment. So I really appreciate Madagascar Vanilla for that. And it's actually known as the comforting oil because of its capability to just smash any like anxiety of new guests coming into your place. And it replaces a lot of that like awkward silence. And then on the flip side, when you're making new foods or trying a new like food experiment, it really comforts you and reassures you that, like in a positive way. So I love it for those reasons, specifically for aromatic use in the kitchen.
That really makes sense, Dameon. And as I've got the oil open in front of me while you're talking, I'm like, yeah, it does smell that homely, warm, inviting. Everything you're saying there really makes sense. It reminds me of when your mother may be baking, or grandma or someone. It's got that sort of reminiscent of home. And so like you're saying, that would be lovely for guests to feel comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's attached to so many nostalgic pathways in our lives. But anyway, so Madagascar Vanilla, my personal recommendation is sweet food. Oh, I love it. Again, when it comes to those baked goods, good old cake with some Madagascar Vanilla in it, you cannot go wrong. But it's also delicious in savory food or like anything that like is a little bit spicy. I know a lot of people probably don't expect to have a spicy food, like a spicy meal with a little bit of vanilla in it, but it really does work. And then a really awesome part about Madagascar Vanilla is it's an all-season oil. We might tend to use a lot more citrus in the summer and a lot more like floral and herbs during the winter, but Madagascar Vanilla is just one of those flavor and scent profiles that really like adapts to every season. And it doesn't matter what time of the year you're smelling it, you're going, oh, wow, like this is exactly what I needed.
You're so right. I keep sniffing it. It's so good. If anyone's watching it, get your Madagascar vanilla out. It just enhances everything Dameon's saying, and yeah, will really help you. All right, I love
Absolutely.
it. Let's go for
With Madagascar vanilla, we like to know what it actually tastes like. Madagascar vanilla tastes like a warm, rich, creamy, sweet floral hug. Absolutely, just like this big cloud, or almost, I want to say, like mother figure that comes up and just gives you this nice, massive, warm hug. And that's how it tastes, exactly how it tastes. But for those with a little bit more of a developed palate or looking for other flavors in it, it's also a little bit woody and a little bit spicy. So try and keep your taste buds out for those notes and those flavors because they are something you can pick up on if you are really looking for them. But if we move on to what vanilla actually really works with, I'm talking chocolate, cake, tarts, so much stuff like that. But I also love like drinks. So like I love citrus and spice drinks, and I think Madagascar vanilla really works with that. So some citrus and spice drinks that you might be able to make up is like lime or cinnamon, grapefruit. You could even do like a wild orange and ginger, like and incorporate that Madagascar vanilla somehow, even if it is just simply diffusing while you're drinking these drinks. It is the perfect oil to diffuse, especially when you have new guests coming over, because it is such a major anxiety relief.
So, Dameon, when you diffuse Madagascar vanilla, would you put it with other oils?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a diffuser blend, and I absolutely love the smell of this. So it's our new guests diffuser blend, and all it takes is 3 drops of lavender, 2 drops of wild orange, and 3 drops of vanilla. And if you don't have vanilla, it is worth putting that on your LRP or your new order because it really it's indescribable at how like amazing this essential oil is. And it replaces any of those nasty like Madagascar vanilla like essences and like rubbish that you get at the store. It's also way cheaper than vanilla beans. So if we look at the price, it's about 62 cents for a serving of Madagascar vanilla essential oil, or sorry, absolute, as opposed to $2 per serve on average for a vanilla bean. If we move on to the recipe that we've included for today, and I like to call these my simple pancakes. Why? They're simple. I make these nearly every Sunday morning, so I do use quite a lot of Madagascar vanilla. And all it is 2 cups self-raising flour, 2 cups almond milk, half a cup of simple syrup, or if you just want something quicker, maple syrup. It's easy substitute. So half a cup of simple syrup or maple syrup. And then we go 4 drops of the vanilla absolute and 1 teaspoon of bicarb soda. And then I like to just get a few berries on the side. And that one I just like to pop on top. So all that we have to do here is everything except for the berries that I've included in the recipe. You just mix it all together. Like how easy is that? It could be with a whisk, a wooden spoon, as long as you end up with a smooth, like runny batter at the end of it. You want it a little bit thick, but not too thick. And all that it takes is just cooking it really low and slow. So on the lowest heat setting you can possibly have in your house, that is the perfect heat setting. Not only is this such an easy recipe to pull off, but especially if you've got young kids who are wanting to get into the kitchen and wanting to do the cool thing that mum and dad do, this is a perfect recipe for it. And it's with a very gentle essential oil. You're cooking at very low temperatures. It's no cutting involved. Like it is perfect. But if we move forward in the method of making, so All we have to do is we just watch until our pancake is completely covered in some like bubbles. You'll see exactly what I mean when you're making them. And then you just flip it and cook it for about another minute or so on that side. And then I like to place it on a plate with a heap of fresh berries just on top and some maple syrup. And that is my absolute favorite Sunday breakfast ever. And yeah, so even if you want to do a different garnish or something like that, like it's totally customizable. You might not like maple syrup, you might prefer like sugar and lemon, good old classics. So it's really up to you.
Thanks, Damien. You're giving me dessert ideas too. Yeah. No, that's wonderful. And do you find that you use less of the Madagascar Vanilla Absolute compared to the essence that you referred to earlier?
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason I say 4 drops of vanilla absolute is because this is to feed a family. So I won't use 4 drops in my own recipe. So this recipe here is specifically for about 8 servings of pancakes. So literally enough to feed a family. Whereas I may only use like 1, maybe 2 drops of vanilla for myself.
It's quite delicate, isn't it? It's a subtle
Yeah,
flavor.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we love.
Yeah, beautiful. So you could also, if you're into that whipped cream or yogurt, you could stir in the vanilla into that too, I guess, for the toppings.
Yeah, definitely. And something I want to mention about vanilla is a lot of essential oils, we try to find ways to put them in without it being on a hot surface because we don't want to damage the oil. But for this particular recipe, the pancakes aren't supposed to get hot enough to damage the essential oil. So this will have a smoking point. So that means at the temperature that this oil may start to break and not have its therapeutic benefits anymore is approximately 100 degrees. So we are not getting our pancakes that hot. We are cooking them at maybe 35, 40 degrees here. So yeah, we're not going to damage our essential oil when making them.
That's good to know too. So when they're producing the vanilla, the plant blooms have to be hand pollinated. This is the detail that I love to look at behind the bottle. We're hearing about how to use it to flavor our foods and to diffuse and even to use on us, but just to know that. And then the beans must be harvested by hand as well. So a lot goes into it. The purity, we know it's quality tested, graded. It's always reassuring that we're getting the highest quality. So let's talk about how we can get started. Dameon said you could pop this on your first order, and becoming a member is actually the best way to go about it because we get the membership price. That's a 25% discount off the retail. You also get membership bonuses and perks that many of us love. So things like free oils every month, reward points. You can really make it part of your healthy lifestyle. So we've got a bit of info there. Dameon's actually put together this really wonderful combo. This is a great one. Can you tell us how you chose these oils, Dameon?
Yeah, I felt like following on the inspiration of simple pancakes, let's pick some simple essential oils to put in a kit together for people to get started. So obviously we have the Madagascar vanilla here. Now we've already gone over how this one works in the kitchen and why we want it. But the other two is supermint and grapefruit. So these ones are super, super easy to integrate in any cooking whatsoever. Citrus in particular is a super awesome and really safe essential oil to be using in the kitchen. So you almost can't really go wrong when it comes to essential oil, citrus essential oil in the kitchen. Obviously, sticking within reason there. But and that's also a great one for kids to get involved too, if that's something you want them to learn. And it's just a great connectivity there. Grapefruit is something you can put in almost anything you can think of. It could even be just simply putting it in your maple syrup. And then there's supermint. So I thought, how convenient. If you're doing chocolates, you might like to make your own chocolate. I know I do. And so all it takes is just 1 or 2 drops of supermint in that chocolate.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great combo. And even just diffusing those three would be beautiful too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can we get this oil? Yes, you can buy it just individually. To buy it at retail, $79, whereas you can get it for that cheaper price as a member. So that's by paying a $35 membership fee, or why not get this bundle and you don't have to pay that $35. You'll get free postage. You'll get all of Dameon's help, his chocolate recipes, his notes, and things like these classes. I know he's got lots of things coming up for the rest of the year too. You get lots of support with him. But if you enjoyed this tonight and you'd like to share it with friends, we can do that either online. So it doesn't matter where you live, where you're watching this from, or if you're in the Kingaroy area, Dameon can get together, pop the kettle on, he'll bring around some biscuits, and we can share helpful information about the 3 ways to use oils, the 3 cool things about them, and then the ways to get started. And when you do host a get together, you get a gorgeous little keychain, and in there are 8 little sample vials. So you get a little sample of 8 different essential oils to help you on your oil journey as well. But yeah, what's next? If you've got questions, comments, or are ready to get started, please connect with the person who invited you to watch this. And we look forward to welcoming you on your oil journey. We're part of it too. You'll also receive free entry into our monthly oil camp. That's all online. So it's nice and convenient for everyone, again, regardless of where you live. And you receive our personalized ongoing support. So it's a thank you from me. Any last words from you, Dameon?
Yeah, so we love these talks and we love getting people introduced to the concept of essential oils in the kitchen. But shortly, I've got a book coming out that actually breaks it down in a much deeper perspective on utilizing essential oils in the kitchen. So if you love this topic and you love this information, we'll be able to see more depth around essential oils in the kitchen.
Fantastic. All right, thank you. We'll see you again next month. Any tips on what the oil is for next month, Dameon, or is it under wraps?
Ooh, oh, they may have already seen it.
Okay, excellent. There you go. Figure that cryptic clue out. All righty. Thank you again, Dameon, for all your knowledge and sharing.